For any Xbox or PlayStation codes or cheap games on any platform, use the referral link in the description. It'll take you to g2a.com. Use the promo code CHES over there and you'll get yourself 3% cash back. For all No Identity merchandise, hats, hoodies and t-shirts, follow the link in the description down below to the No Identity Fan Fibre website. Hey guys, welcome to episode number 6 of Season 5 here in the Career Mode RTG. Thank you for all of your suggestions and further comments yesterday with regards to the striker conundrum. Of course, we're looking to sell Joel Osoro and or swap him for a new striker in the side. A couple of the additions that you guys potentially suggested for the shortlist I actually haven't added. Players like Gabriel Jesus, I feel like he, again, is the very obvious signing to make and the mainstream one. Like, we've already signed Renato Sanchez, which is the go-to for centre mid. So I said that I wouldn't sign Marcus Rashford because, again, I don't want more than that one blindingly obvious signing. I want to try and keep things a little bit more unique. So I won't be going for Gabriel Jesus. Timo Werner was suggested, but he's recently moved in save, so unfortunately I can't sign him. And Gabriel Barbosa, or Gabigol, the young Brazilian that's at Inter, was also suggested, but for some reason he's not in my save. So I don't know why, but when I searched for Gabriel Barbosa or I searched for Gabigol, neither came up with anything in the save, so I'm not sure. Similarly with Alexander Isak, as he's been mentioned throughout the save, and he just isn't in my game. I don't know whether those players were added in to career mode as part of an update, and perhaps I started this save prior to them being added in. I'm not sure, but they're not here for whatever reason, so unfortunately I can't get them. There was, though, a lot of comments. In fact, jeeps, it was hundreds. So at the point of recording, so far there have been 430 comments with regards what I should potentially do at striker, and I'll go through quickly this shortlist again so you can see, who's popular, who wasn't. Heung-min Son was pretty popular. You guys reckon he could be pretty good at striker. Fekir was popular, but also a few people said that he was, again, kind of an obvious player to sign, so maybe we'll lean away from him and we'll remove him. Actually, I'll leave him on the shortlist if his contract's expiring in 11 months. Maybe we could pick him up on a free in 12 months' time, and then, he's not a go-to in this situation, but still might be decent to pick him up once we're a more established Premier League team, perhaps. Kelechi, again, not sure what to do with him. Another obvious player, similarly to Marcus Rashford. Kelechi was like the go-to a couple of years ago, but since Marcus Rashford burst onto the scene, everyone's kind of been jumping on his bandwagon, and Kelechi has kind of been forgotten about, but not sure about him. Alvaro Morata was actually quite popular, but the issue we have with him is his wages. If we do use Joel Osoro in a swap deal, that means I'll have to afford the incoming player's wages off my own back, and say we sell Joel Osoro for 80 million, I might be able to sign someone for 60, and then I've got more money there to put into the wage budget to afford larger wages. As things stand, Joel Osoro is on £3,000 a week, which is nothing, obviously. And if I transfer everything into my wage budget, all the available funds we have, I actually have about 145,455 is what we can get to. So it'll be about £150,000 a week. That's what I'll be able to afford if we're not able to sell Joel Osoro. Now, people were saying try and sell him and don't offer any swap deals until deadline day itself. So that's what we'll do. And we'll see if we can sell him in the meantime. Hopefully we can. And Bai Niang was actually quite popular because he's kind of like a left field signing, not the most popular. Obviously already moved once in this save as well, and can play in midfield too, out wide if needs be. His finishing could do with a little bit of training, so perhaps would be a player that isn't necessarily already the finished article, which perhaps would suit the position we find ourselves in the save in our second Premier League season. Vieto was quite popular, and I'm quite keen on Luciano Vieto myself as well, so he's probably near the top of the list. Angel Correa was mentioned that he's probably another obvious signing, so maybe we'll lean away from him, but if we run out of options, I would sign Angel Correa. Player is actually someone that was, I think that's how you pronounce his name. I apologise if it's not. I actually haven't checked on my pronunciation website, but I will do. But he's apparently quite good. Apparently, I wasn't aware, but apparently Kizzlekicks has signed him at Swansea and he's doing pretty well for him there. So maybe we'll contemplate going in for him. Antonio Sanabria was quite popular with you guys as well from the My Player series, of course, when we were at Real Betis ourselves. Harry Kane is the obvious English striker to get, but I'm not sure that I'd get on with him. I just threw him on there, A, because he's 90 rated, and B, because he's probably the most popular English option, but I don't think we can afford him anyway at present. What are his wages? 200 grand. I don't think we could afford him even if we wanted to sign him. Mauro Icardi was quite popular, so we might go in for him. What are his wages? 110, so his wages are affordable. Gabbiadini wasn't that popular, so I'll actually remove him from the shortlist. Similarly with Belotti, interest shown by Southampton, interestingly. Smolov, don't know anything about him yet. Still waiting for those scout reports to come back. But we might go for him, although he's 29. I'm not going to go for him. He's 29. Braithwaite's 28. We could genuinely sign him. I would be open to that. Yusuf Poulsen was another option that was mentioned numerous times, and he again is kind of like the stereotypical go-to. Everybody signs Yusuf Poulsen, so I'll lean away from him. Gregoire Defrel, super fast, but again would need a little bit of training with regards to his technicals, so could be a work in progress. And Sansone didn't seem that popular, so I'll remove him from the list as well. So we're still left with a number of players here. Actually, let me remove Harry Kane. We're still left with a number of players here to look at. So it's not going to be easy to make the final decision, but I am leaning towards Luciano Vietto, judging by your suggestions, your feedback, and my own personal preferences. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. We face Rosenborg in the first game of the episode, which is the second leg of the Champions League fourth qualifying round. We, of course, got a 2-0 win away from home. We'd very much like to replicate that in this game, but because we have that good away lead, I'm actually going to start more of a rotation side so we can play a stronger team away from home against Tottenham on deadline day. Now, hopefully, by the point that we get to that game, we'll have had a bid in for Joel Asoro, and he will have hopefully left the club, or at least be in the works of leaving the club for a fee. But I'm not sure. If he hasn't left by then, we will look into swap deals on deadline day. And if we can't get a deal done, then we can't get a deal done. We'll look into it in January. But I would like to get a deal done in this window if possible. And then we'll push into September, which isn't that busy. But some big games in there with City and Arsenal. And of course, considering the situation we're in right now and how well we did last season, and just in general, how strong our squad is at present, we are title contenders this year. And rightly so. So we'll have to wait and see how things go. We'll jump into this game against Rosenborg, though. Like I say, probably going to start a bit of a weaker side because I'm confident that we'll still be able to get through. And then we'll start a full strength 11 against Tottenham and try and get ourselves a second Premier League victory. But for now, third Premier League victory. We've beaten Chelsea, we've beaten Leicester. But we'll jump into this one. Drop the video a like if you enjoy. Subscribe to the channel too to make sure you don't miss out on any further content, whether it's this series. Of course, the new series the vote has been finalised. The new series will start on Saturday and we will be starting at Napoli. The new career mode series will be starting on Saturday and we'll be starting at Napoli. This series will continue. This series won't end. This series will continue and we'll have 2 career mode series on the channel as well as the infrequent Ultimate Team stuff as well. Happy? Because I am. Let's go and play Rosenborg. Pfizer with the throw here. Get it back there to Trippier. I didn't actually see that there was a man on his shoulder. Now, I wanted to start a rotation side for this one, and just on autopilot, just went straight into the game. So I'm actually playing my strongest 11 here against Rosenborg, so they might find themselves getting a bit of a battering. Although, we did play a pretty strong team against them in the first leg, and only were able to get a 2-0 victory, although their keeper did make a number of pretty good saves to deny us more goals. And obviously 2 away goals will come in handy as well in case Rosenborg do pick up a goal or 2 themselves. But yeah, I'm kind of frustrated at myself for forgetting to... I was just on autopilot. I was just like going into a game. I was just like A on the controller, and then was like, shit, I wanted to rotate the squad. But never mind. We really should get ourselves through to the next round now, shouldn't we? To the group stage, if I'm starting my strongest lineup against Rosenborg for the second time. We'll have to wait and see what stamina looks like for the game against Tottenham. And we'll probably end up playing a weaker side against Tottenham. But still, we should be able to do well enough against them. And we'll have a first shot here with Greco, and he hits the post. What a hit from Nicola Greco. Last season, he underperformed, if I'm honest. But so far this season, he's been doing pretty well. Already scored us 1 goal this year. Picked up an assist as well, I think. And nearly picking up another goal for himself there as well. Very strong left-footed strike. unlucky to come back off the woodwork. 13 minutes in, it's still 0-0, but of course we do have that 2-0 aggregate lead. Gibbs to Sanchez. Lozano came short there. Rather wish you didn't, to be honest, but he's kept the run going there. Navarrete will chip it through to him. As soon as I start slagging him, Lozano gives us a 1-0 lead. Absolutely typical, but never mind. He came short, and to be fair, they made the right run, so Navarrete could play it over the top to him. Took it in his stride very well, and that's an extremely good finish tucked away in the bottom corner. A 3-0 lead on aggregate now. Doesn't really change things too much. Obviously, Rosenborg had to score anyway, and if they'd have scored 2, then it'd have gone to extra time, and if they'd have scored 3, or if they still score 3, then they'll go through on away goals. So doesn't really change things as far as their regard, or as far as they're concerned, in their regard. But obviously it's nice to have a 3-0 lead over a 2-0 lead. So I'm happy enough with that start. 20 minutes in, 1-0 Cambridge. Delanley. John Stones just marshalling with him, although Delanley is just completely owning me there. And if Gitkia could shoot, they'd have gotten one back there. I thought I did quite well there with John Stones. He kept changing direction, and I'm not too sure who it was that threw himself in front of that. May have been Renato Sanchez, but someone threw a body on the line. Thankfully, Gitkia missed the target anyway, so it didn't matter, but still 1-0. Gibbs. Not really too sure what Kieran Gibbs is doing in a centre mid position, but never mind. And Lozano can turn here. Ooh, and finds that past the post. Rosenborg not really offered anything offensively so far. They've had a couple of shots, but they've been blocked at source, so I haven't really shown you them, or I won't have shown you them because they're not worth seeing. But to this stage, our keeper hasn't had too much to worry about. Gitkia had that shot that he skewed past the post earlier on, and to be fair, I'm not even sure that I'll show you that, to be honest, because it wasn't that good an opportunity. But you'll know by this point whether you've seen it or not, so I guess in due course we'll find out in editing, I guess. But as things stand, nice interception there by Mitchell Weiser. As things stand, we have our 1-0 lead still intact. Is that a foul? Pretty sure that's a foul, ref, if you don't mind. Oh, never mind, it's half-time, so we wouldn't have built anything from that anyway. 1-0 and 3-0 at half-time with regards to the on-the-night and aggregate scores. Paredes to Renato, through that gap there to Navarrete. Unfortunately, he's run off Lozano, and I can't get it to him. Oh, there's so much space out here for Weiser. And then where do we play the ball? Let's return it to... Oh, no, it was meant for Sanchez. Oh, Lozano just couldn't sort his feet out. I went to play the 1-2. Renato Sanchez surely would have buried that from there. He's yet to score for us, although, to be fair, he's only played a couple of games, so I can't really expect too much of him too soon. Ah, that's frustrating. Serge Aurier, as you can see in the top left, has been sold to Bayern Munich. We saw in the last episode, or maybe it was even the episode before, that he put in a transfer request at Manchester City, and that his contract was expiring in 11 months' time, and I was contemplating going in for him in January, if we had the money, to try and get him on a free on a pre-contract for next season. But clearly, I won't be able to do that because he's moved to Germany, which sucks. That pass wasn't meant for Greco. It was clearly meant for Paredes. Greco put it over the top anyway, but I suppose I only shot because I got frustrated. Half an hour to go here. And ball was clearly meant for Paredes. Why would I try and play that through 3 defenders to try and get it to Greco? Never mind. The game clearly wanted to play it to Greco. They're making a change as Bakenga comes on, but will it be enough? They need 3 goals, and they need them quickly. Here's Delanley down the left for Rosenborg. Oh, he always gives me trouble whenever he's in possession. And he's doing so again. That's a decent cross actually from Skelvik, but thankfully John Stones wins the header. Renato Sanchez dinks the ball back in, and Reginason, I'm not too sure who that was actually. I couldn't quite make out what his name was briefly there. Greco get this inside to Renato Sanchez, and we'll try and create something of our own going the other way. Maybe go around the corner there and look for Renato Sanchez again, which we've done well, and the defender's committed to the challenge, which he should not have done. Renato Sanchez in, scores his first goal in a Cambridge United shirt, gives us a 2-0 lead for the second leg, as we did in the first. I think did the second goal in the first leg come quite late on as well? I'm having flashbacks and thinking it came in the 90th minute, and I think it may well have done. We're going to get a 2-0 lead here, and probably a 2-0 win as well. All because that defender just threw himself into a tackle when the ball was nowhere near him. Lacklustre defending from Rosenborg. They're going to miss out on the Champions League proper this season, but we will be going straight into the group stage. Oh, that's a great ball in. Sanchez heads away, and Sanchez... Oh, no, heads away, but... Oh, pulled one back. And it's Delaney. Oh, it's anything that they ever do that's positive, Rosenborg, it's Delaney. And there's no point celebrating too wildly, lads. You need another 3 goals in 90 seconds. But Davinson Sanchez headed it away once. Renato Sanchez headed the second one away. And then it ended up with Delaney. To be fair, it's a decent finish. Fair play to the lad. But it's not going to be even remotely close to enough to get Rosenborg through. Take the free kick short. And Berry will get it across here to Renato. Oh, if I'd have noticed a little bit quicker that I had that much space, I might have tried to shoot from distance. We'll get this into Berry. Go on then, you have a crack from distance. Oh, off the top of the bar, in fact. That was decent. Never mind. I was a little bit concerned that Luke Berry was just going to sky that straight into the stands because he's only 70 rated at the end of the day, but it was a half-decent effort. And there goes the final whistle. We will take a 2-1 victory on the night and a 4-1 victory in aggregate. Slightly frustrated that we conceded the goal there, but I did my best to clear it twice with both Sanchez's, but neither could get it away from danger. Wolfsburg, well, I actually don't know what the first leg scores were in these ties, but judging by the fact that the majority of them are all quite one-sided, Feyenoord, Lyon, Trabzonspor and Wolfsburg presumably will be joining us in the group stage, but who we'll face in the group stage, I'm not sure. Maybe by the time we get past deadline day, the group stage will have been drawn. We'll have to wait and see, and that actually might add an extra game or two, and yeah, you can see from the matches rescheduled that, we got £2 million for that, decent. You can see from the matches rescheduled that has already been done. And we have a transfer offer for Joel Asoro, £47.5 million. I'd slated Cologne for not actually having bid, despite the fact they said they were interested in him. But I'm just not going to accept something that is that far undervalued. Give me 70 million for him, and you can have him. I'm not going to accept something that's nearly 10 million undervalued. Sorry, pal, not happening. Roussillon, you will play some more football. I actually intended to play you in that game against Rosenborg, but kind of forgot to change my team around. In the group stage, we will face Benfica. We've got Tottenham in the Football League Cup. We've got Benfica, Standard Liège, and Bayern Munich. Wow, that's a strong group. We'll do well to get out of that. Munich and Benfica, obviously very strong sides. I'd like to think we can come at least third and get ourselves into the Europa League at worst, but we'll try and pit Benfica to that second automatic qualification spot if we possibly can. I'm surprised we've only had one offer for Joel Asoro in this entire window. I would have thought he would have been rather heavily sought after. Another match being rescheduled. I'd have thought that a lot of teams would have been interested in him, but it appears that it's just Cologne, unless one of these are a transfer offer for Joel Asoro. And I'd like to think it is. Cologne have said they are going to match it. That's great news. But it means we won't be able to, well, hopefully by the time we get back to deadline day or soon after we get into deadline day, we'll actually have the money in our bank account. Right, we'll go and play Spurs away from home, and then we will spend the money that has been given to us by FC Cologne, eventually, for Joel Asoro, and buy ourselves a new striker. Twisting and turning away from me, getting it to Juan Mata. Getting a little bit of deja vu here. Obviously, we were at Tottenham in the My Player before it stopped. So I actually played quite a few games at White Hart Lane over the past few weeks in FIFA. But obviously I have to make sure that it's the team that is in the away dressing room that's winning this one and not the home side. So it's a little bit weird to be playing against Tottenham so quickly after having ended the My Player series, but hopefully we can still get a positive result. The side is a little bit rotated from the one that just played against Rosenborg. We've got Zedos out on the right-hand side, Ruben Loftus-Cheek in at cam. We've got Roussillon in at left-back, because obviously we saw he was asking to be played a little bit more. Jamie McLaren starts up top. We'll have to wait and see if those new players into the starting lineup can have the required impact. Mbappe is starting on the left-hand side as well, and a few people are actually calling for him to start ahead of Greco, but I think Greco's actually been playing pretty decently so far. But if Greco's form does start to drop off, then I will make the move to start Mbappe over him on a more consistent basis. Here is 90 rated Harry Kane, player that we looked at but subsequently have decided that we're not really going to try and go after. Oh, it's nicely done by Zedos. And Jamie McLaren's asking for it down the line, so I'll play it to him. And he's quick enough to keep that in. Can we work that inside there to Loftus-Cheek, and then again to Renato Sanchez, and they need a runner, and there is a runner, and Paredes is in the box. Oh, what a challenge from Ben Davies. That is outstanding defending, because I was about to pull the trigger and maybe score the first goal of the game. Oh, wow, and Ndiaye just battered Renato Sanchez there, and apparently they got a foul for that. Okay, when he's taking it quickly as well. This referee's on one if he thinks that was a foul in their favour. 15 minutes in, it's 0-0. Here's Wanyama. Cross there to Ndiaye. Nicely played into Dele Alli. Just try and block any shot that comes in. But his footwork is very good, and that's headed in, but Eric Dyer, against his former team, stops it from crossing the line. I'm not sure who that hit there to get it away from the goalkeeper, whether it was Harry Kane or whether it was the defender, but it was definitely going over the line, so needed that interception. And there's a run there from Wanyama, but there's so much space on the far side for Heung-min Son, and that's who I saw, but thankfully Watson has made the save, and Tottenham will get the corner. It will be Son himself to take it, another player that we're potentially interested in buying. Corner comes in, it's a decent delivery, and Dele Alli wins the header, but thankfully this time the keeper holds on to it. 22 minutes in, and 0-0. Good dribbling. Oh, that's a dangerous cross. Eric Dyer heads it away though. Paredes into Loftus-Cheek. Return it to Paredes. And there's space for Zedos, but another timely block from a Tottenham man stops me from playing the pass that I want to, or having a shot as it was at the other end earlier on in the game when Ben Davies slid in. But it's been all Tottenham since then. And that's a lovely ball through to Juan Mata. Roussillon with just as good a block as that aforementioned Ben Davies one at the other end of the pitch. Superb defending from both teams to stop the opening goal being scored in this game at either end of the pitch, and Mbappe just couldn't get that out of his feet or under control before the challenge came in. Dele Alli's going to get that wide there to Juan Mata. This is quite an open game at present. Bradley Halliday getting the foot in on Juan Mata. Half an hour in, you'd be hard pressed to say who's going to win this game. Chances at both ends, and both teams playing good football. Into Renato Sanchez. Squeeze that back there to Mbappe. Oh, and he's done brilliantly to turn past Nathaniel Klein. We are in behind, although Klein's very quick. Can we turn inside Fazio? Well, we did, but Klein's there to recover. That's frustrating. Great footwork from Mbappe to get past the defender in the first place. Unfortunately, it was me that let him down with my poor decision-making, trying to turn inside Fazio with Nathaniel Klein still there in defensive mode right next to me. And Victor Wanyama floats down towards the back post. That's dangerous. Mata hits the post. Wow, that's the closest either side have come to a goal so far. Juan Mata clattering that header off the woodwork. I'll try and dink that to ensure that they don't get there with the block. And Jamie McLaren looked as if he was going to make the run down the line, and then unfortunately, as soon as I pressed the button, decided he wasn't going to commit to it. 5 minutes to go till half time. Still 0-0, but Tottenham have now hit the woodwork. Nice tackle by Paredes on Wanyama. Ruben Loftus-Cheek came short there. On the defender, seemed to lose his footing there. And Jamie McLaren's in behind to give us a 1-0 lead. Oh, I thought Lloris had saved it for a moment, but no. Into the back of the net it goes. Jamie McLaren makes it Cambridge 1, Tottenham 0. I'm not sure which defender that is there. It might have been Kevin Wimmer. Just lost his footing when the ball was played. And Lloris got something to it. I don't know, actually, if it was headed into the back of the net. Was that on target to start off with? I think it may well have just been, but Lloris made sure by moving it more central with his touch. Actually, that will tell me there, won't it, whether it went down as a Lloris own goal. No, it went down as Jamie McLaren. After 42 minutes, it's Cambridge 1, Tottenham 0. Jamie McLaren steps up to the plate as we give Lozano a rest. And with a new striker imminent in arriving, hopefully on the day here, because, of course, this game is being played on deadline day. And, Zedos comes oh so close to making it 2 in 2 minutes, but he's put that wide. How frustrating. A lovely run by Zedos. Great first touch, but the shot just not accurate enough. I think Lloris had his angles covered, but still. Wow. This game is coming alive. Son into Harry Kane. Back to Wanyama. Through there to Dele Alli. Try and close him down. Oh, he's turned inside well. Oh, stop it, Dele. There's something wow, when the header comes in from Son. I didn't actually tell Mbappe to do anything there, but he's hooked it clear. It's one of the things I struggle with on career mode and on Ultimate Team is players, that do that with the real close control, the skilled dribbling. I can't do it myself. I'm really not very good at it at all, and I find it extremely hard to defend against it as well. Thankfully, we've gotten that away, and we'll go in at half-time with a 1-0 lead, but we've been under pressure for the majority of this half from Tottenham. They've hit the post, and no doubt they'll come out firing in the second half as well. There it is. across there to Renato Sanchez. Mbappe's down the line if we can find him, which we've done, and he's kept that in well. We'll delay with the pass and get it in there to Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Oh, the wheel reach Sedos, and he's spun well. He's missed once, and now he's missed twice. Come on, my man. You've got to get these on target. We could be out of sight now. We could be 3-0 up if you'd have found the back of the net with that one and the one in the first half, but no. Still within reach for Tottenham. Just the 1-0. Dele Alli into Heung-min Son. That's a strike. Straight at the keeper though, thankfully. Tottenham having some more chances now in this game, but still not able to find a way past Aiden Watson in goal, which is good news because we still have our 1-0 lead. Roussillon gets around the corner well. Get it back to Roussillon, then to Mbappe, but Nathaniel Klein has marshalled this right-hand side absolutely perfectly all game long. 22 minutes to go. Tottenham making a change now. Alfred Ndiaye going off. Coming on is Morgan Sanson, a player that gets recommended quite a bit actually in the comment section. He's a new signing, in fact, I think. Didn't we see him move from Nantes to Tottenham in this window? I might be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure that was the Sanson that moved. And unfortunately, Ruben Loftus-Cheek was offside there. I'm going to make a change of my own, I think. Let's take off Zedos and we'll bring on Michail Antonio. And I'm going to bring on Luke Berry as well for Paredes because his stamina is not looking too good right now. I think actually Renato Sanchez has 99 stamina. Someone pointed that out in the comment section there. You can see there 99 stamina for Renato Sanchez. So we never need to worry about subbing him off. And hopefully he can continue marshalling that central midfield role. And we'll be able to hold on to this clean sheet for the next 20 minutes. Mbappe, big switch, looking for Michail Antonio, and that is a beautifully played pass. Antonio's in behind and will stand the cross up. Who's underneath that? I don't know whether that was Luke Berry or Ruben Loftus-Cheek. I think it may have been Luke Berry, controlled by the CPU that got on the end of that cross. Close to 2-0. A second would seal it, but Tottenham have been good enough in this game and still threatening enough to get themselves back in it. Oh, Harry Kane. I wiped him out there. That's a free kick. Dele Alli will take it. Or will he shoot? Judging by the power bar. Looks like he might do. He has done. An okay attempt, but not good enough. 15 minutes to go. We still lead. Wimmer into Wanyama to Davies. Pushing a lot of men forward here now, Tottenham. You can see the white shirts flooding forward as Sanson gets in behind. Oh, what a ball across. It's Daniel Sturridge that finishes it off. That ball in. I thought, oh, he's mishit that. I thought it was a terrible cross, but no, that was struck so fast across the box that there was nothing anyone could do. Just couldn't get near the ball as it came in. Tottenham equalise. Wow. Halliday. Antonio back to Halliday. Play that through there looking for Berry. It's a great run. And Antonio's arriving. Oh, but Heung-min Son is in the way. Oh, it was the substitutes for Tottenham that linked up, Sanson and Sturridge, and it was nearly my substitutes that linked up there, Antonio to Berry. But unfortunately, it looks like, how many minutes are added on? 3 minutes. There is still time. Studs here outmuscled by Ruben Loftus-Cheek, but apparently the referee deemed that a foul. I'm not so sure, to be completely honest, but they're going to take it quickly. And I don't think, at least I hope, Shinji Kagawa on now for Tottenham. Wow, they've got all the players. Hopefully there isn't enough time for Tottenham to win it, although there might be enough time for us to win it. I couldn't quite turn quickly enough there with Jamie McLaren. Get it to Antonio, look back to McLaren, then get it to Antonio again. He went down there. Can I get it back into him? Jamie McLaren to win it. No, it's blocked. Luke Berry. Oh, it's the worst shot you've ever seen, and there goes the final whistle. A 1-1 draw against Tottenham at White Hart Lane. Oh, wow. Right then, let's go back to the transfer window, and it's deadline day. Right then, 10 hours to go. If I remember in editing, I'll move myself out of the way so you can see the top deals and latest deals tabs. No big deals done recently, but as you can see there, we've been involved in the two top signings so far, and Sergi Dada to Dortmund is the other big signing. Please let this email be player sold. He's gone. Joel Asoro. Now all three biggest deals are us. Joel Asoro is gone to Cologne for £70 million. Right then, what does our transfer budget look like now? Where's the office? We have 63 million to spend and £150,000 in the wage budget. Let me make that £220,000 in the wage budget and still 60 odd million to spend. time to start throwing in bids left, right and centre for a number of strikers. I still don't know... Wow, look at those stats. Potential stats. I still don't know which player I'm going to go for. So I'm going to start throwing in bids again. And we'll just have to wait and see what happens. I put in 5 bids and they've all been rejected. Newcastle want 47 from Bainiang. 59, well, 60 for Mauro Icardi. 47 for Luciano Vietto. 56.5 for Morata. And Tottenham just straight up declined my bid for Antonio Sanabria. But the thing with Sanabria is, obviously they have 90 rated Harry Kane and Daniel Sturridge at Tottenham. So surely it's a waste for someone like Sanabria to be sat here at Tottenham. Why have 3 strikers of that quality when clearly he's just not going to play? Now we've sold Morata. Now we've sold Asoro. We can actually afford... We could actually afford Morata's wages. So I might actually be pretty keen on bringing in Alvaro Morata. Luciano Vietto was one of my preferred players. It said I could probably offer undervalue and get a decent acceptance, but unfortunately they haven't. So I'll offer 36.5. He's got less than 12 months on his contract, but unfortunately they didn't accept. They want 60 for Maori. Again, he's got less than 11 months, less than a year on his contract as well. So I reckoned I might be able to pick him up cheap, but it seems to be rare that you actually can do that. And by Niang as well, like the executive will come to you and be like, oh, it's like for Niang, he said, oh, you could probably get him for between 15 and 21 million. So I offered like, what, 21, 22, 23? And they were just like, no. And everybody just said no. So I don't know why the chief executive says that to you in those situations, because 99 times out of 100, they just don't accept the bid. It's very rare that you actually get someone be like, all right, go on then, we'll sell him on the cheap. Okay. Right, well, maybe that, perhaps, makes my mind up. I was unsure, but Morata is the only one that they've accepted, only one that's been accepted so far. So I think that might be the one that we do. Alvaro Morata for, what did I have for 42.5? 45 million pounds for Morata. We'll keep the other ones alive. There was 67 for Sanabria. Have a word, lads. Not a chance am I going to pay £67. I pay £67. Not a chance am I going to pay £67 million. I'll give you 40. I'll give you 40 for Vietto. Vietto's probably my second choice behind Morata. Morata's probably been my favourite since the beginning. I just don't want to pay that sort of money for Mauro Icardi. And Mbanyang, the other ones are better options, but Mbanyang perhaps suits the RTG style of a career mode more because he still needs a little bit of work. So we'll keep that one alive. So it looks like it's either going to be Morata, Vietto, or Niang. We will find out. 5 emails. Some more money's been spent. What's it going to be? Transfer offer for Felipe Zedos. Oh, and now all the others have been accepted. Oh, man. Well, that puts a spanner in the works, doesn't it? Shit. Okay. Well, let's offer contracts to Sanabria. Let's offer a contract to Sanabria. He's willing to take a pay cut to come to us. I'll say crucial first-team player just because I want him to sign the contract. Oh, wow. Vietto as well. 80,000. Say crucial first-team player because that's what it would be. Right. The Newcastle have accepted as well. It was 120 grand. Let's advance. I've got an idea, but let's advance a couple hours more and make sure that we get to the contract accepted stage before I say anything. He's very unhappy, Zedos, but I don't want to sell him. Not at this stage. I might sell him for like 15, 20 million in January, maybe. But not right now. I'm not looking to move him on. And hopefully these 3 are all contracts accepted. Which they are. Right. Well, I will leave it there. And no, I don't want to put it... I'm sorry, I don't want to put it to a vote. I want Morata. I was going to put it to a vote, and then you guys could vote, but I've decided I want Morata. So I'm like, every other deal that I've ever done has either been voted on or suggested for by you guys. But of those 4, I just want Morata. So I'm just going to take any negative criticism I get in the comment section for that on the chin. And I want Alvaro Morata. So I'm signing Alvaro Morata. I apologise if you're not keen on that, but he's the one I want. So I'm getting him. Alvaro Morata is in. He will be our new starting striker ahead of Anthony Lozano. And no, I'm not going to play Cooper up top. And Morata is our new number 1 striker. We have a new man up top. So, an 86 rated striker, 87, 90 and 82 rated forward midfield players with 81 and 85 at the back. Gibbs, Stones, Dyer and Trippier. In fact, you know what? In tomorrow's episode, because I tend to do this when we come out of a transfer window anyway, we'll do a squad report. Tomorrow we will play... Where are we? Who have we got? Tomorrow we will play Manchester City and Benfica, and then we'll have a squad report so you can see the stats on the new signings. How about that? Let's finish the window though, and I will scroll through and show you what other teams in the league have done. Den Donk has been sold by Leeds to Hoffenheim for 16 million. That's interesting. Must have been some more big deals done because that number keeps shooting up on the right hand side of this tab. Again, some more deals done. Over 400 million spent now in this window today. Any more to be done? Yes, substantially. Hamburg, wow. Is that been done? Yes, Alan Halilovic has gone from Barca to Las Palmas, from Las Palmas to Hamburg, and now from Hamburg to Chelsea for £50 million. Right, let's get back to Arsenal, and I'll show you what's happened in this window. Arsenal have spent 102 million in this window, although 62 million of that was on Clark Salter from us. They've also signed Miller, Mitrovic and Kolka. Mancia has been sold. Aston Villa have bought in Benyat from us and sold Bentaleb, who they would have bought from Tottenham. We've spent 131 million and made 152. We've not done anything like that before in a transfer window. Cardiff have brought in a number of players. Ivanov, Aguier, Tagashi, Barahan and Heo Young-Jun have been brought in. Chelsea's signing of Halilovic is the only one they've made. They have sold Delac and Manolas, though. I'm not sure where Manolas has gone. That's interesting. Allison and Campbell, Kevin Campbell in at Crystal Palace and Henriksen out. Everton have brought in João Cancelo and San Maximin, who's a winger, I believe. I think we actually signed San Maximin or had him on loan in the RTG with Cambridge on FIFA 15. Livaya and Hernan, obviously signed from us, has gone to Leicester, scored an absolute cracker against us in yesterday's episode. Liverpool have signed Stefan Savic, Henri Saivet and Agliardi. Manchester City sold Stones to us and Serge Aurier to Bayern Munich. Fabian Schär, Reece Oxford and Zakaria Bakali in at Manchester City. Interesting. Man United, small business. Rubaez, Chavez and Shrek in at Manchester United with Twanzebe going out. Middlesbrough brought in Emmanuel. Newcastle, Mitrovic and Saivet out. Both went to the same club, I think, didn't they? Actually, potentially not. I can't remember. Pizarro and Bentaleb in. So Bentaleb gone from Villa to Newcastle. Norwich have brought in Kuma Babacar from Fiorentina, ? And Cunningham. Southampton have brought in Hurt, Zapata and Rodriguez. Tottenham has spent nearly 100 million, signing Kvecki, Henriksen, Sanson, and Die and Gabriel. And Eric Dyer, of course, came to us for 21 million. Arslanagic has gone to Stoke with Muniesa going out, the Spanish centre-back. Ryder, Delac, Nikolic, and Adrianacito. Adrianacito come in at Watford. Abdullah, Martin and Harters have gone into West Bromwich Albion. And West Ham have sold Reece Oxford for 4.9 million to Manchester City. Mancia, Kipiani, Twanzebe, Damjanovic, the striker, who used to play in, was it the J-League or the Korean League? One of the two. I think it may have been the Korean League. He's Macedonian, I think. And they've signed Kwateng as well. Have a quick check on this tab, the transfer history, so we can see all the big deals. It's sort by size. So Joel Asoro to Cologne, and two of our sales in this window are the two biggest. Halilovic pips our signing of Morata to third biggest transfer, and Manolas has gone to Real Madrid for 40 million. Renato Sanchez came into us for 40, 37.5 for Dada, 34.5 for Cancelo, 32 for Savic, 31 for Sanson. I thought it was the same Sanson. They paid 29.5 Bayern Munich for Serge Aurier, which is a steal for an 88 rated right back, arguably the best right back on the save right now. And Done has gone to Mönchengladbach for 27 million from Deportivo La Coruña. Leverkusen have signed Cordoba from Milan. Timo Werner, as I mentioned, he'd recently moved. He's gone to Villarreal from Leipzig for 25.5 million. John Stones came into us. Mitrovic to Arsenal for 23.5. Alisson to Crystal Palace, the goalkeeper, Brazilian, for 23.5. Ruiz from Sporting Lisbon to Atletico Madrid. Berahino to Atletico Madrid from Bayer Leverkusen. What's going on with Saido Berahino in this save? Eric Dyer has come to us, of course. Gabriel has gone to Spurs. Kevin Campbell has gone to Palace as well, as we saw earlier on. Pizarro to Newcastle. Kuma Babacar from Swansea to Norwich. So he's gone from Fiorentina to Swansea and then from Swansea to Norwich. Willian Jose has gone from Real Sociedad to Monaco, and then we're into some of the smaller fees here of 18 million, or basically under 20 million, but still some interesting ones in there. Levaya to Leicester, and Dong to Leverkusen, Adamilson, Henriksen, and Vogo, the goalkeeper, from Young Boys to Lille. Muniesa went to Napoli, that's interesting. Fabian Schär to Manchester City, he was like the go-to, wasn't he? Saive went to Liverpool, there we go. So they didn't both go to the same club, the two Newcastle players that left. And they paid 14.5. 14.5 for Stephen Kolka. That's a very, very busy and interesting window. But we will bring it to a close right now. Nearly £500 million spent on deadline day alone. And we were heavily involved in that. Making 70 million and selling and signing, £45 million worth of player. You will get some more football, Jonathan Cooper. Don't worry. I might play you in the Champions League. And, of course, you'll get football in the FA Cup and the Football League Cup. But for now, that's going to bring today's episode to a close. Hopefully you enjoyed this bumper transfer deadline day special. Drop the video a like if you did. Subscribe to the channel to make sure you don't miss out on any of the rest of this season. Or, of course, the new Napoli series that will start this Saturday. But for now, I'll see you next time.